Hello, hello. I am back. I look like shit, man. I, I didn't brush my hair. I threw on a sweatshirt and I threw on sweatpants because I don't feel great today. You know, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday and it didn't go badly. I did not cry over the appointment, so that is a plus. I started new meds. I started them last night, so it'll take like a couple weeks for them to even do anything, if they do anything. But I've been new meds for bedtime, meds for morning time, and I'm going to be starting a bunch of supplements soon. And then hopefully soon I was also prescribed breakfast. Where's my, oh, they're in my purse, I think. No, they're not in my purse. I need my other glasses because I can't stand looking at my glare in my glasses. But I was prescribed smoothies for breakfast. So, can't wait for that. I was like legit told I need to have a smoothie for breakfast. So once we get the ingredients for it, I'm going to have breakfast every day. Because I can't take one of my meds on an empty stomach. I'm actually excited for the new meds, which is strange. I've never been able to say that before. I'm on Cymbalta, this ADHD med, which I think it's called like the V. I don't know what it's called, but it starts with a V. So I'm on Cymbalta, this ADHD med, and then I'm on this, it's a supplement. I don't quite know what it's called, but it's supposed to help. And it's supposed to work with magnesium, which we need to get. We need to get magnesium. And then there's like 3 other supplements I need to get, but I'm not worried about it. But how are you doing, Amanda? Hope you're doing well. I kind of slept like a baby last night. Woke up a couple of times, but that was actually around 9. Once I was out, I was out. Oh, and I'll have to drink less sweet tea. Because apparently black tea has too much caffeine. So I'll need to drink less of these. So I think I weaned myself off of them. But I was told I can drink more green tea because green tea is good for me. Oh, I'm gonna be drinking like this, or not drinking this, but one of my supplements is like it has a bunch of green tea in it, so that'll be fun. My mom has the paper. My mom has the paper with all the things, so I'll just ask for the paper. I'll look at the paper later, but I mean, I'm doing great. I'm gonna do some Val, because I actually have some people who play it now, and hopefully they're all down to play, or some of them, one of them is down to play. But I won't ask just yet. Let me open Discord just so I have that. Let me tell you, let me talk about how close I am to being an affiliate. Let me just talk about how close I am being an affiliate. because I am so close it hurts. This is a screenshot from my actual, like, from right now. I just took the screenshot because I don't want to show the link to my page thing. I need this to be a 3. I need that to be a 3. Once this is a 3, I'm an affiliate. I'm so close, it hurts. Yeah. Oh, I got hair dye. Let me switch back to my full screen. But yeah, I'm so close. I'm so close. It hurts. But I got, the glare on the box. It's purple. It's passionate purple. I know there are a lot of people who are like, I don't use Splat. Splat's the only color I use. It's the only brand I use for hair dye. And people are like, oh my god, it acts like a fabric dye. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Here's my thing. I have stained shit with this. Like, I've stained my tile in my bathroom with this. But you know how easy it is to clean up the stains in the bathroom? You get like the foaming OxyClean stuff or makeup remover. Makeup remover actually really works for this stuff. It also, if it comes off your skin, if it doesn't stain your skin permanently, it's not going to stain your clothes, or like there are ways to get it out of everything. For my skin, you put like Vaseline surrounding like your hairline, decent amount of Vaseline, and then you wear a shirt that you don't like, wear a shirt that you don't care if it gets ruined, because if you have bleach, you don't care that the bleach gets on the shirt, you're good. And you're gonna take off the shirt because you have to wash your hair, so you have to get in the shower, so you're gonna have to take it off anyway, but you want to protect your skin, you want to protect, from the bleach and stuff, so you wear whatever you don't like, do your do, put your hair up, let it sit with your hair up, less likely for it to touch shit if you actually can clip your hair up after you put everything in. Or if you have like a plastic hairnet, cover it with the hairnet, and then you're set, and it just sits in the hairnet, and then you're set. So once this red comes out a little bit more, because you can still see the red when I do that. You can see the red now. Once it comes out a little bit more, because this color, it'll be fine, because this comes with bleach, so I'm going to bleach my hair and shit. Once this red comes out, I'll be able to dye my hair again. And the kicker is, pretty sure that this side of my head is lighter than this side anyway. I don't actually remember if I put bleach on this side of my head. I don't think I did, actually. I think the red one didn't come with bleach, so I just bleached the half of my head. And then this side got bleached because I had tried to do a silver color and it didn't work. So we got like a black dye and put the black in. And then the black ended up turning like to this green-blue color as it came out. As you can see, my hair's like brown now on this side. A hint of green. So I'm excited to dye my hair and shit. Let me text one of my friends. I don't know if he's awake, but he might want to watch my stream. Here we go. Sending him a photo, man. I know one of my other friends, he's probably working, so I won't bother him. I'm pretty sure Star's working. Oh, let me text. But I need an average of 3 viewers this stream, so I'm guaranteed. So close. So close. It hurts me. It hurts me. I'm so fucking close. I should get it. I should get it this month. But I'm gonna if once this 30 days pass, so I have until August 4th to try and get it. If I don't get it by August 4th, I have, let me look actually at my overview real quick. If I don't get it by August 4th, I will have up to July 10th, or not July 10th, but I will have up until August 10th to try and get it, to have successfully gotten it within the 30 days. Because I wasn't consistent until July 10th. So if I can get it by August 10th, I'll have successfully, in a month, since I got back, in a month, successfully got affiliate, which will be a huge accomplishment in the month of actually trying to get an affiliate. Because before I was like, oh my God, look, I'm so close, but I wasn't actively trying to get affiliate the last time around. I just thought it was cool. Oh, dude. My mom, she was gonna go, she's like, we need foods. She told me to tell her what I wanted for her to get me. She's already getting me what I need for my smoothie. She's gonna be getting me my supplements. But she wants me to eat. And we've learned some things, like we possibly have a genetic condition, which it's like a genetic mutation thing, and it affects so much. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called. And it's not anything really to worry about. So my next appointment with my psychiatrist, I can say that now, I have a psychiatrist. My next appointment with my psychiatrist, we're going to talk about just getting me tested for it anyway. Because even if these meds that I'm on don't work, it could be a thing of this genetic condition that I might have could be preventing it. But I have a month on all my new meds to try it. I really hope it does something. I hope even if it's just a fraction of it, I hope it does something. I just realized I'm not wearing a hat, so there's no shadow from my hat. You can see the bags under my eyes. You can see how little I sleep normally because I don't have makeup on. There was a time in my life where my skin was so clear. Then there was also a time in my life where I didn't care about my acne. So I figured I don't feel good enough to get ready, but I want to I need to stream. I need to get into the habit of streaming, even when I don't feel that great, because streaming is going to be my lifeline here. Streaming is going to be the one thing that I can do no matter what. So I'm lucky that I can just sit during it. I'm going to need to adjust some things with my chair. This is a great chair. And I think for normal people, it would be the max amount of comfort. But it's a leather chair, which means there's not a whole lot of actual soft padding. It's leather. It's a leather chair. The most padding I have is in the actual seat cushion, and then this piece that comes on and off. So I have my head protected, which is good because I get headaches, and my neck right here, my neck gets really sore. So being able to push this down to my neck is great. I need to get something for my hips for my chair, and I'll be okay. I'll be okay once I get something for my hips for my chair. And the lucky thing is I don't have to sit up completely straight with it. I can lean back. Imagine gaming like this. But this is the most comfortable computer chair I've ever had. And that's because my amazing stepdad, well, there's always going to be problems that you have with your parents. There's always going to be problems that you have with anyone in your life. Like, I'm always going to have issues with my siblings. I love my siblings and I get along with all of them greatly, but there are going to be times where I really don't want to talk to them and I really don't want to hear what they have to say. But if you don't have those moments with the people you love where you're like, I can't with you right now, then there's something wrong in your relationship. And I'm saying that not because you're supposed to get mad at the people you love all the time, but you're supposed to be able to get upset with them. They're supposed to be able to say something and you get upset and then you tell them. Like, that's supposed to be how it works. But if you can't let yourself get upset with the people you love, get annoyed with the people you love over little things that can be fixed over a conversation, and then you also don't try and fix those things with the conversation, or you don't sit there and think about it rationally, you're doing something wrong in your life. And I have issues with everyone in my life. I mean, there are times where I just can't talk to people because I'm going to be mean. I'm going to be mean. I can't help it. I'm sorry, but just give me a little bit. And the people who really understand you and really get that, they are the ones you want to keep in your life. The ones who understand that sometimes you're just going to snap. Sometimes it's not in your control whether or not you get upset about something. Those are the people you want to keep in your lives. And I have been I've been fortunate and unfortunate the last 3 years of my life. I'll throw in the 4th year. I'll throw in since 2020. I've been very fortunate and unfortunate in my life. In the last 4 years, I have lost a lot of people that I had grown to really trust and care for. People who I would even say I loved. Because they were not a good match for me. I'm not saying they're not good people in general. They just weren't good people to me. Were not good people to me at all. They were probably more harmful to me than I realized at the time. And it takes so long for you to be able to have the mindset of they're not terrible people. They just weren't a good person to you. It's just because you have one bad experience with somebody, depending on what it is. I'm not saying that just because you did not have a good experience with that person, that means that it doesn't mean that they're not a bad person. I'm saying most cases, when it comes to friendships, is that they just weren't a good match for you. And most of the time, you also are in the wrong, whether or not you did any bad actions. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying somebody can treat you poorly and it's your fault. I'm saying if you don't stick up for yourself and you let it become a habit, that's when it becomes partly on you. That's when it's your fault as well, because you let them treat you like that to the point where it was the normal of your friendship. And I'm guilty of that. I am so guilty of that. I've had friends that I let bully me for years. And then by the time I sat there, I'm like, I really don't like what they're saying, and I stick up for myself, then I'm the issue in the group because I let it get that far. I let it get to the point where it was normal, even for the new people to come in and bully me. And by the time I said something, there had already been that relationship established where they were allowed to say whatever the fuck they wanted to me. By the time I spoke up, that's when I became manipulative, toxic, annoying, all that. And that's when I needed to cut them off. But I should have spoke up sooner. It's my issue. That's my point. Because I waited so long, it turned into me speaking up and I was the issue. Had I spoken up sooner, I would have never been the issue. It would have been them. It would have been a them problem from the start. But because I let it get so far, it became a me issue. That makes sense. But in the last 4 years, I was very, very fortunate and unfortunate. I lost a big friend group of mine early 2020, before spring break of 2020. lost a big, rather important friend group of mine. I was a sophomore. I had just turned 16, and these people were everything to me. I got upset with one of my friends over something. Looking back on it, should I have gotten as upset as I did? Probably not. But in the end, if I went through that same situation again, I'd get upset again. And I am validating my feelings. I was allowed to get upset. And my thing is, I didn't make a huge deal. I just said I was upset when I was talking to one of my best friends. I made it clear I was upset with my friend, explained why I was upset. And it was a simple conversation that I needed to have with the friend I was upset with, which I was told, and I did. That night, I had a conversation with my friend, the friend I was upset with, and was like, hey, here's the deal. It hurt my feelings when you did this. And the friend was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize. I'm so sorry. And we worked it out. The next day, I told the friend who I had ranted to, that everything was better. And they told me that I had overreacted and that I needed to grow up and what I was upset about was stupid and all that. And it broke our friendship then and there. I stepped back. I was like, I need a break. I was going to give that friend a week to come talk to me. Not so I could end the friendship, but a week to come talk to me themselves before I reached out to them and considered taking a break from the friendship, because what they said was very hurtful and they knew it was hurtful. They knew it was already hard for me to open up about my feelings and stuff. And they didn't come talk to me. They didn't speak to me. Our group, whom I brought them into, which I don't really mind because they also ended up bringing up people into the group once we got into high school. But I digress. Our group was kind of divided with this argument. I explained why I was upset to anyone who wanted to know. And everyone was on my other friend's side. Even the ones who pretend to be on my side. When I told them, they were like, well, yeah. So after about a week, I messaged my friend and I explained that I was really upset and I think we needed a break from the friendship. Me and this person, we talk again. We resolved the situation. We understand where we both went wrong with it. And I have no hatred in my heart for this person. I actually really love this person in my life. And they sent some pretty mean messages back. They were pretty brutal in their messages. And those messages, I took them to heart. I took those messages to heart. Pretty sure they're still on this phone. It's my old phone, but I took those messages to heart, and we hit spring break. I had lost another one of my friends. He didn't dare hear me out, which I don't blame him. He knew the friend I had gotten into an argument with longer than he knew me. I didn't meet him through that friend, but it hurt. It truly hurt. But I understood, and I tried to be like, look, I'm not saying you can't be friends with him. I want you to still be friends with my friend. But, I want to know that we're still friends. And he had made up his mind before I talked to him. Before talking to me, he had his mind made up. So that day, when we had a class together, I found him and I was like, look, I'll solve the problem for you. We're not friends. You don't have to be in the middle. I wasn't making you be in the middle, but you don't have to do it. And I walked away. And he did not even look upset. I mean, me and him have talked. We've kind of made up. We're not friends by any means. He feels bad because he feels bad. He talked with the friend who I had that little falling out with, who messaged me after like 11 months, messaged me and was like, it was 9 or 11 months. So it was within this like same year. Messaged me, apologized, had felt so bad, realized I'd blocked them and everything, made like another Instagram account to follow me to just check up on how I was doing. And I realized it was them and I just added them and stuff because I was a stupid kid. But like, to me, when they reached out to me and asked if they could talk, they explained who they were. And I said, fine, I'm willing to talk. They apologized, sincerely apologized. And we worked it out. And now this person's one of the constants in my life because we've learned how to actually communicate with each other. And we don't talk often. We both have lives. But when we reach out, it's like we never took a break from talking. We're like, oh my God, hey, bitch. And Phil, your man. Yeah, no, legit. Thank you for the follow, Phil, your man. Is it Mana? Is it Phil, your Mana? But no, the sincere apology was I was not expecting an apology. I was expecting us to talk about the situation and move on. And here's the thing. They apologized to me, that friend apologized to me, and I apologized back. Because I didn't handle that situation with grace. I didn't. That situation could have been resolved within a day had we sat down and actually talked. But we both know why we didn't. I had a bunch of family shit going on as well. A bunch of family shit happening in my life. And my friend had their own issues happening at the same time. And it didn't come up that we both had all these issues piling up on us, that this little thing just kind of sent us both over the edge with our friendship. Until after we reconvened, apologized. But they apologized to me. I accepted their apology. I apologized back, and I was like, I would be very happy to try to be friends again. And so it took a conversation, and we fixed everything. And it's like, to me, that's the baffling part. That me and this friend could have avoided 9 to 11 months of pure silence and just dreading this entire argument we had we just sat down and had a real conversation. Had we both taken a moment to think about the other person's side of things. But we were both 16. Or no, I was 16, they were still 15. But like, we both are sitting there thinking, why didn't we just talk it through? But had we talked it through, we would have been fine. There would have been no disconnect ever. But once we figured out how to actually communicate with each other, our relationship's better than ever. And I've taken the lesson I learned from that argument, and I'm applying it to every other relationship I have. I don't have any in the last 4 years since that one. So within the first year, that entire thing happened. For the next 3 years, I've applied that to everything. If I couldn't talk something through with somebody, or I felt like I couldn't message them about it, I questioned whether or not it was worth to have the relationship. Because if I can't feel like I can talk to you about something you're doing that's upsetting me and messing up this relationship that we have, is there a point on trying to keep this relationship alive? Most of the time, the answer is no. If you cannot find it in yourself to communicate with somebody, either you don't care enough about them to communicate, or communicating is worthless for it and it's not worth your time to stay in the relationship. And this goes for romantic, friendships, even family relationships. If you're not able to communicate, you need to reevaluate it. Exactly. Like, and there are things that I will not talk to certain people about. There are things I will not talk to other people about. But if I have a problem with somebody and I can't talk to them about that problem, that's where the problem is. I'm not going to talk to every single friend I know about all my mental struggles when it comes to my pain. I have a couple of friends who I know I can talk to 24/7. I can message them day or night and just vent about my chronic pain if I need to. And I know there's other people who may not be able to handle that. And that is okay. I don't need to be able to vent to all my friends about my chronic pain. I need to know that if I ever choose to, they would be okay to listen. But I don't need friends to be able to rant about it all the time. But like, if I do try to have a conversation with somebody about something they did, and it's just a constant, they're not listening to what I'm saying, they're done. They're out. Taken me 4 years to perfect that part, but it was beginning of 2023, I was trying to talk with this person about why they upset me. At first, I was just gonna let myself cool down a little bit more, but they wanted to know why I was upset. I told them. They did not want to actually talk about it once they realized I was upset with them. And they were 21. I was 19. They were 21 at the time. They would not listen to me. And I had to just end it. I was like, don't talk to me again. Like, we're done. Because I'm not doing this to myself. And that was probably one of the best things I did, was step back when I realized it was not going to change anything. And I wish I've communicated better in some of my past friendships these last 4 years. I do. There are so many things that I probably should have done to better these friendships and stuff. But people make mistakes. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to regret what you did and didn't say. And I regret some of them not being upfront about some things. I regret not being so, I regret not being comfortable talking to some people about some things. And I regret being too comfortable talking to some people about some things. But all the past relationships, it teaches you what to do better in the future. And I know I'm going to make sure I have an established boundary line when it comes to new friendships, when I open the door to more sensitive conversations. Like, I personally have a lot of trauma in my life. And while I know most people do not have nearly as much, and other people do have their own traumas, and most people don't talk about it, I've learned to be more mindful when I bring up my trauma, because half the time when I bring it up, it's like not registering in my brain that this traumatic thing that happened to me might sound too traumatic for some people. Because to me, it was normal for years. For years, this traumatic thing in my life was just a normal. And I thought everyone went through this stuff. It's about self-reflection and growth when a friendship goes wrong. I take what old friends of mine have said when they ended friendships, and I take it to heart. I take it to heart because something they said in those lines was true. Something they said in their last message to me was true. What part was true, and why was it true? I've had people call me selfish, manipulative, fake, and I'm like, okay, that hurts because I've tried my best to be the best person I can be for these people. Why do they think that? And I spend a lot of time dwelling on these messages just to realize exactly what it was. Just to realize maybe I didn't reach out to them as much as they needed me to. Maybe I waited too long to speak up about something that they did that bothered me. So when I did bring it up, it just seemed like I was nitpicking. And there are some things that I shouldn't have to change. I have been called self-absorbed for the fact that I talk about my chronic pain. And that is something I don't need to change. I do not need to change how much I talk about my chronic pain, because if you can't handle me talking about my chronic pain, something that affects me every single second of every single day, then you should be the one to step back. If you can't handle something that affects me so much that I literally, I can't get out of bed. I can't go to work. That I struggle to put a smile on my face for everyone. That's something you should tell me about and walk away. You should tell me, hey, I can't handle this. I think it's best that we stop talking for a bit and walk away. Or you tell me, hey, I understand this is something you're going through, and I want to be there for you as much as possible, but it's kind of a little much. Maybe try to talk about it with me a little bit less. You can still talk about it with me when you need to, but I can't hear about it all the time. That's another thing. There are ways to tell somebody to talk about their issues and my chronic pain. If I were to get a message from one of my friends, and we're going to use my friend Zach for an example right now, because I know Zach would never do this, but if he were to message me today and be like, hey, you need to talk to me about your chronic pain less, I would respect it, but two, I'd be very hurt, because Zach's one of the people who's encouraged me to talk about it. If you encourage me to talk about my chronic pain to you, I'm going to talk about my chronic pain to you day or night. If I have an issue and I need to talk about it with somebody and I know you've told me I can talk about it to you whenever, I'm going to message you. And if you come back and say, hey, please don't talk about it, that's when there's the issue. Don't encourage somebody to talk about something if you can't handle it. Because you'll know very soon in somebody mentioning something whether or not you can handle listening to about it. And if it becomes too much, you tell them to try and tone it down a little without making it seem like them talking about it is a big problem. Because I've had people tell me, you need to talk about your chronic pain less. It's too triggering. And it's right, my chronic pain's triggering for you. Sure, I can understand how me talking about it can be a little depressing, but I would not ever say that my chronic pain is triggering for you when you don't have chronic pain. And I know you don't have chronic pain because we would have bonded over it. And me talking about my chronic pain would not be triggering because you would understand. And I've learned which people I can and can't talk about my chronic pain to. I do a little test run. I bring up some of my chronic pain, see how they react. And then for a while, it's just, if they ask how I'm doing, if I'm in pain, I'm honest and I say, oh, I don't feel great today. See how they respond. And I go from there. It's a kind of weighing the balance. I'm not going to just bombard every single person I know about my chronic pain, but I'm not going to bottle it up. I'm not going to bottle it up anymore, because me bottling up something like that cost me friendships. It cost me a lot, because I learned as a kid, if I cry all the time because I'm in pain, people are going to, kids looked at me, and if I was only crying, they would call me a crybaby. Then I learned me not crying often caused people to not believe me. And, you go do your work, Phil. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good day. But when I didn't talk about my chronic pain, it caused people to not believe me, which cost me some friendships. And when I was younger, when I was little, when I was up until I was 12, so from 8 to 12, so 4 years of my childhood, it was very difficult for me, because I didn't understand why these kids who I thought were my friends weren't my friends, and I couldn't understand why they did not believe me. And it took me turning 12, me being in middle school, my 7th grade year, so I was almost 13, and I was getting close to a relapse. And I realized they don't understand, because one, most parents don't think to tell their kids about how somebody can be in a wheelchair and still walk. Most parents don't think about it because most people don't ever have to deal with it. They don't know people who deal with it. So it's not a thing to teach your kids to not assume anything. But like once I relapsed when I was 13, because I had gone into remission when I was 10. Yeah, I was 10, almost 11 when I went into remission. It was over summer. And then 11th grade, I was still, or not 11th, when I was 11, I was still struggling. I struggled throughout 5th grade and 6th grade with pain being so severe, I had to go in wheelchairs. 5th grade was the first time I had to use a wheelchair at school because I could not walk. Because I had sprained one ankle and the other foot had my chronic pain in it. And I tried crutches and then my foot could not take it. And I had to start using a wheelchair. And I also had to start using the cane in 5th grade. Because I didn't need the crutches. I just needed a little bit of pressure off my foot. And while I got bullied for using a cane, this other girl, same age as me, same grade, different classroom, she used a cane and everyone was like, oh, I feel so bad for her. But because I used the cane, because they had seen me use crutches the year before and they didn't believe me with my crutches, they didn't believe that I needed the cane. They made fun of me for using the cane. 6th grade comes, a rumor spread around the school that I was just faking for attention because kids from my elementary school still didn't believe me. And this kid, bless this kid, his name was Isaac. Blesses his heart. Genuinely, me and him didn't like each other. We didn't get along. I did not like him. He did not like me. We did not get along. We never got along. And he was in my classes since 2nd grade. He is genuinely one of the sweetest people ever. Me and him just did not click. We just weren't friends. But he's genuinely a sweet guy. He looked at me in 6th grade and told me about the rumor going around the entire school that was kept from me and my sister about how everyone thought I was faking for attention. And it broke me because I thought I had moved on from it. And the people who I had as friends that year, they didn't feel the need to tell me. When I found out they all knew when I brought it up at lunch that day, and none of them would look at me in the eyes. I was like, cool. And in my mind at the time, I rationalized it as maybe they didn't want me to be upset about it. Maybe they were trying to protect me. I relapsed at 13. And it took this girl asking why I was on crutches after I relapsed, and I explained to her. Gave her like literally medical terminology. I wrote down stuff that she could look up if she was still curious. She never looked it up. She still thought I was faking. And I would use one crutch sometimes. And she mentioned to this other girl. And I thought this girl that she talked to thought I was faking too. The girl she talked to was like, no, she's telling the truth. And then it dawned on me. That's when it dawned on me. The day my friend told me that this girl who I wasn't actually friends with, who I thought I was a faker, told this girl who I gave stuff that she can look up to confirm what I was telling was true or not. This girl who I thought was faking corrected her and said, no, she's telling the truth. People just don't believe her. That's when I realized it wasn't because these kids were just horrible people who didn't want to believe me because they just didn't believe me. No, they were kids. They were children like me who never had to experience looking at somebody who had something wrong with them that you couldn't see. And their parents never went, I'm more than certain they went to their parents, brought up, hey, this girl's faking. Oh my God, There's this girl at our school and she's faking all these injuries. They never once sat their kids down and tried to explain to them that, hey, sometimes people can be hurt without you seeing the injury. And once I realized that, it got a little bit better. I mean, my 7th grade year, not fantastic. I was so depressed in my friend group. That's the year I didn't learn that year. I learned the next year, but that was the year where they were no longer my friends and they were more or less my enemies. Not that I knew it at the time. The next year I realized they weren't my friends. But once I hit 8th grade, I learned how to stick up for myself properly and get kids to back off from calling me a faker. And I got some apologies from those kids, and in high school, everyone seemed to forget. I still got looks when I used my wheelchair and crutches. I got stared at, so I knew the rumor was still going around, but nobody bothered to bring it up to me at that point. Oh, high school was a nice change because I wasn't constantly being told I was a faker. And I made some good friends, lost those friends, and then I changed schools my senior year. I wanted to. I was in open enrollment. My mom gave me the option to continue at the high school I was going to, or I could change schools, and I chose to change schools. So I changed schools, and the new school I went to, the parents for these kids actually taught them that you can't always see what's wrong with people. And I'm sorry, I'm tearing up over it, but it was so surreal to go to this new school. And I showed up, my first day was on crutches. I showed up, realized I tried to do that school in crutches because I didn't need a lot of things in my backpack, but I tried and I couldn't. So I switched back to my wheelchair. And the most people did was ask why I was in the wheelchair. And when I explained that I had chronic pain, they went, "Oh, that sounds awful. I'm so sorry." And then that was the last. They never pushed for more information. When I would get out of my wheelchair and take a couple steps to go do something, nobody called me a faker. Nobody said I was pretending. Nobody called me a faker. There was no rumors. They believed me. And me being believed is what got me to want to be honest more. Like, I was honest more about my chronic pain on my personal TikTok, which I'll probably start linking it. I'll probably choose to link that one and get rid of my other TikTok account and link the one that I actually use. Maybe. But I was honest on my personal TikTok my junior year about my chronic pain. And I got a lot of support on TikTok. So when I relapsed that summer before my senior year, and I went to this new school where people actually believed me, like at the beginning, like 2 months into my senior year, it changed a lot for me in how I saw the world. And it made me realize that while I always wanted to do content creation, always did. Since I started watching YouTube, I wanted to be a YouTuber. And I started watching streams my junior year. And I found my favorite streamer, who I realized I used to watch back on YouTube in the day. I realized I wanted to stream. And I realized that I wanted to be a role model for people my junior and senior year. I realized I want people to look up to me, see somebody who's going through something very, very difficult, and want to be like me. I want to inspire people who suffer through similar things to me to look at me and be like, I can do what I want. Look, I can do what I want with or without the pain. And it led me here. And this just chatting, like, I'm sorry it got kind of down in the dumps. But I want to be as transparent as possible when it comes to streaming. When I'm on stream, I'm not putting on a persona. It'd be very easy for me to lie and say that I am this amazing person, this sweetest person that you've ever seen, because I've been extremely nice to people in my chat. And I try to be really nice to people I come in contact to. But my reason for that is because I know what it's like to not have somebody be nice. I want my necklace. Hold on. This is the wrong necklace. This is not the right necklace at all. I thought this was a different necklace. This is my necklace. It's my medical alert necklace from when I was 8. My mom got me a few medical alerts. And then somebody sent me, I used to get a lot of gifts when I was younger. From family members and stuff. They would send me gifts. My mom met somebody else who had my condition on Facebook, and she would send me a bunch of gifts because she understood how hard it was for her as an adult, and she couldn't imagine me as a child going through it. So I got a lot of gifts. And my siblings didn't understand at the time. They understand now, but they didn't understand back then why I was getting gifts and they weren't. But this was one of them. It's a medical alert necklace, so I could change it out. I was also given a medical alert, it's a purple bracelet. Can't remember where I put it, but it was the best thing ever. I don't think it's in here, but I'm looking for a certain necklace. And if I can't find this necklace, I think I will. Okay. So this is my favorite necklace. My sister got it for me for this last Christmas we had. It doesn't actually have any significant meaning, except it came with a card that I had really needed the words on. It came with a little card with the necklace, and it was like, you're stronger than you believe, braver than, hold on. Actually, I think I have it somewhere. And I'm tearing up. I was gonna game, and I will game. I will soon game. But right now we're talking because I'm doing my just chatting, and I haven't done a proper just chatting in a little bit. But I think I have it somewhere. These are my paper towels to clean up my cat puke because my cat threw up on my bed last night and I sobbed. I just wanted to go to sleep and she threw up, and then I bawled my eyes out. I'm quite glad that I cried over puke on my bed than anything else yesterday. I don't think I could have taken trying to cry over anything else last night. Where did I put it? Okay, I know I have it. This is partly why I get so teary-eyed with getting this drawer. I bet it's somewhere in my purse, maybe. I don't remember where I put anything these days. Maybe it's not in my purse. Okay, I lied. It's not in my purse. It's somewhere. It's But the little card was I needed it. I needed all the words on it, and it was very sweet. But when it comes to dealing with the chronic pain, I found ways to cope. Well, I can smile. Just like, as my stream title says, I don't feel good. I don't feel good right now. Looking at me, you can probably only tell because I didn't do my hair. It's not brushed out or anything. It's probably the only way you could tell. But like, imagine I brushed out my hair. Imagine I actually brushed it out. And I just sat there with a smile all stream. The only way you know I don't feel good is because it's in my stream title. I don't look like I don't feel good. Until you learn me. Once you learn me, you can tell pale face. The like extra paleness, not the acne part, but like the paleness on my face. I get extra pale when my pain's really bad. If the pain is in my neck, you'll see me do this and like grab at my neck, because when my neck is bothering me, it feels like there's something stuck inside of it, and I try to rip it out. I left so many scratch marks on my neck. You can kind of yesterday because I kept doing this. Because my neck felt like there was something just in it, and I was like, but I found ways to cope. And while I'm not always okay, I'm not always able to put on a smile. Sometimes I need to cry. Sometimes I need to sit down and bawl my eyes out, because it's not fucking fair. It's not fair for me to be in this much pain all the time. And once I get my cry, I'm good. I'm good to go for maybe another week. I've learned to try and not cry about it every single night. I will cry multiple nights in a row, but I try not to cry for the same reason. I try one mental breakdown about one thing at a time. So if I have a cry fest tonight about my chronic pain because it's not fucking fair, I will only have one this entire week. And it always refreshes on Sunday. Each week refreshes on Sunday. If I end up having a cry fest on a Wednesday and then I have one on Saturday, the Saturday was part of the new week. That's how, because telling myself I had 2 breakdowns one week just makes me break down again. So if I keep it as I had one once a week, I have less breakdowns over it. And I feel less guilty about crying about something that I have every right to cry for. But I like having my chronic pain. Not for the pain part. It's definitely not the pain part. It sucks. There's a lot of things to hate about having chronic pain. I like having chronic pain because it made me a more open-minded person. It's the only reason I like my chronic pain. The only part I like about the chronic pain is because I am a more open-minded person. I can see somebody, and my first thought when I see them stand up out of their wheelchair, walk on a foot while they're on crutches, isn't they're faking. It's, I hope they're doing okay. I've experienced what it's like to not have any sympathy from the people that you should have sympathy for or from. It made me a nicer person. That's what chronic pain did. It made me a nicer person. Because when I was little, I'll be honest, when I was in kindergarten, first time I saw a special ed person, they were older than me, obviously. I was in kindergarten. I didn't know better, and I looked at my teacher and I said, "What's wrong with them?" I had a very decent teacher at that time. She was not in a great school, and she was not the best teacher ever. She was decent at best, because even then she had so many faults, But she explained to me when I was in kindergarten that sometimes people need extra help with things. Sometimes their brains are different than ours and they can't do what we can. And I never looked at a special needs person, a disabled person, however you want to define it. And I never looked at them and thought they're weird. I never looked at them and thought they're faking. And once I got my chronic pain, I was able to understand it a lot better. I was able to look at people and be like, oh, I get it now. Not something a child should ever get, but you won't understand until you get it. Unless you get it. I won't even say until. Unless you go through it, you won't understand it. You can try. You can try your damn best to understand what it's like for a chronic patient, like a chronic illness or a chronic pain patient. You won't. I mean, I'll never understand what it's like to go through a terminal illness. Because I don't have a terminal illness. Never have. Never will. I will never understand the fear that comes with it. Will never understand the pain that comes with it. But I will understand to a degree what it's like to go through a chronic illness. Because one of my conditions, it's classified both as a chronic pain condition and a chronic illness. And I will understand it sucks. People are going to look at you. They're going to judge. They're going to pretend like there's nothing wrong with you when you know the truth. And the important thing when you go through something like this is to remember that only you know your body. You go to a doctor, they say nothing's wrong with you, go to a different one. Go to a new doctor. Because if you are so miserable all the time that you don't have energy to do anything, if you're so miserable that it impacts you so much that you can't function, there's something wrong, and it's not all in your head. It's not all in your head. There's something there. And honestly, people who fake injuries or illnesses, that is an illness. If you feel the need to fake for attention, you have a mental illness and you need to go get help from a therapist. Because there's a reason why you're trying to there's a reason why you want the attention, and you need to figure that out. So even the people who fake, they're still sick. They are still sick. And I'm not saying like sick as in disgusting people. I'm saying sick as in they have something wrong with them. My mom has used the word sick for me since I developed my chronic pain. It was the easiest way to explain to other people and other adults how she would use it to explain to other children that I had something wrong with me and you couldn't see it, but I was not okay and I was miserable and there was something wrong. And frankly, it's why I use the words I don't feel good these days. Because it's easier to say I don't feel good than to be like, yeah, I'm in a lot of pain. I say I don't feel good and nobody bats an eye. It's like, oh, honey. But if I were to say I'm in pain, it's like, oh, take some meds. When I try to explain meds don't work, they're like, you should still try them. So I use the words, I don't feel good. It's easier. It's easier. All right, no more of this depressing talk, because I am on a new treatment and hopefully it does something. I just want a little bit of relief. And if I can get that little bit of relief, then maybe I won't cry nearly as much about it. I'm gonna cry because I haven't said it out loud. I'm really hopeful for this round. For this round of meds, I'm really hopeful. Because worst case is it doesn't work, but my psychiatrist already has a little backup plan for me to try. I don't know what we'll do if that one doesn't work. But I'm gonna hope that this one works. because we're combining things. We're trying something that I've never tried before. Something was mentioned. This condition that I could have was mentioned. It's never been brought up before. It was never a possibility before. We're also going to try and get me into an allergist to make sure I don't have any allergies. Because if I have an allergy, it'll also make things worse. So if we can handle an allergy, we'll be good. I'm really hopeful, actually, right now. But it's really nice to actually have hope on something. I don't know if I just message in the server if anyone wants to play. Because I haven't actually messaged in the server, so let me look at the server real quick, and then I'll switch to Val. Okay, yeah, I can message in this chat and play if I choose to. Let me actually... But, right, I was talking about friendships. And how fortunate and unfortunate I've been in the last 4 years with everything in my life. The reason why I say I've been fortunate in the last 4 years, and the last 3 of these last 4 years, I had the relapse and I've been unable to do much of anything in the last 3 years. The reason why I say I'm fortunate, the reason why I am able to push on as much as I have been in the last 4 years is because 4 years ago, in 2020, after COVID exploded everywhere, I started talking to this person, this guy who listens to the same band as I do. Started talking to him. Little did I know, when we were just talking together over this fan project I was running, little did I know that we would start talking a little bit more. We did. And we would bond. And we would become best friends. Little did I know I'd make one of my best friends through one of my ex-best friends over a band. Little did I know that. But I did. I made one of the bestest friends I could have ever made. And it's Zach. Zach's the friend I'm talking about. Me and him became friends. I became friends with Zach. And it's he was probably one of the best things that came into my life that year. Because in 2020, I lost a lot. I lost so much 2020. I lost a really important friend. I made a really important friend. I got that important friend who I lost back. But at the same time, I had lost a relationship that I had with somebody very important to me because of somebody else very important to me. And there was nothing I could do about it at the time. I had no power in my hands. In fact, I had lost another really important friend of mine that same year. And I learned that this person thought I was toxic and manipulative. And they claimed that they used to defend me. I don't believe them. I wouldn't believe them. I haven't believed them in who knows how long it's been since I believed them over something like that. Hold on, I need to move some things real quick. Actually, hold on. Okay. I'm gonna mute. Oh, this is a full game. Oh, I actually hadn't done horribly there. I'm going through. Oh, these are full matches. That's why I'm confused. Honestly, I don't know if I want to keep the full matches, so I'm going to delete those. I'm trying to clear up some space on my PC real quick. I have to go through these, pull out the clips. Right. Nope. Full. It's a full one. I'm working fast. I'm working fast. I promise. I promise. Because I want to be able to turn back on my Overwolf for this. My Outplayed. I can start clipping my stuff off of stream when I play off of stream. No, this is a clip. Okay, that is a clip. Files. What's this? Is this a clip? This is a clip. All right. Oh, let me also. I'll go through this as well and delete any full matches I have from my USB drive, but I'm doing so much. But I Don't really have good clips from that. I have a decent clip from this. And then I'll just go through the rest of these. And take your out play later. Valorant. Let me delete actually some of these games as well. There we go. All right, I have my outplayed figured out. How much room do I actually... on? Let me actually go... All right, we're doing this, Jeff. Well, before I ask anyone to play Val with me, because I will. When was this? I don't actually remember what day that happened, but that's this. If it has like more than 5 minutes, I'm gonna just already select it to get deleted. And I used to have some good games, but I'm gonna switch my outplayed today to go onto this USB drive for my storage. I'm gonna delete those. But yeah, right, what I was saying was I met Zach through an ex-friend of mine over a fan project, and we kept talking. And when me and this ex-friend of mine, we had our little falling out. I messaged Zach and I was like, hey, I don't know if you know what's going on, but this is kind of what's going on. And I just want to know if you still want to be my friend. Like, and I was like, I understand if you don't, you knew her first, and I'm not going to make you pick sides. So if she asks you to pick sides, like, take hers 100%, that's fine. But I would like to be your friend still. And he messaged me back and he was like, I'm not going to pick sides. I don't really care. It's like, your drama is your drama. And that's that. And I was like, okay. And then, like, a year later, we're talking again. Like, we talked off and on, but a year later, we're actually starting up a consistent conversation. And he's like, yeah, I picked you. And learning that he picked me over her made me realize that I actually could have people in my corner, even if they knew other friends. Because I didn't have that before. And it was so nice. And Zach is such a rock for me. Zach is the kind of person who you would want to, like, be in your life. He's the perfect person to have in your life. Because he's thoughtful, he's kind, he lets you know how much, like, how loved you are and everything. Like, me and him have so many conversations, and I can tell him anything. I could tell him anything I want, and he won't judge me for it, and he's on my side. Now, if I say something that's so out of line, I trust him enough to tell me that I am out of line. I've encouraged him to tell me if I sound a little, like, not right in the head, let me know that I'm being fucking crazy, because I trust you to tell me that. And he's encouraged me to talk to him about my chronic pain whenever he wants me to. The amount of times I've messaged him in tears because I was struggling with something and I just needed to get it off my chest, and then I'm, like, apologizing because I sent him a voice message and I'm like, I'm so sorry I'm doing this to you. And he's just like, you're good. He's like, I want you to come to me. He's one of my best friends in the entire world, and I haven't met him in person. I don't know when I'll meet him in person, but it's a true friendship that I was so fortunate to get in my life. And that's our friendship. The past 4 years has been such a lifesaver for me. Like, I could never thank him enough for just being there for me. And he would say, I'm sure he would say the same, because we're very similar in the stuff we do. We're very similar in how we are with our friends. And I really appreciate him for it all. So yeah. Zach's the kind of friend anyone would be lucky to have. All right, let me change. Okay, it should all go to my thing now. I'm going to actually switch to Val. But is that, honestly, I'm so thankful for Zach. But let me list a few friends that I've actually talked about on stream that I got in the last 4 years. Zach, my friend Star. Me and Star became friends almost exactly 3 years ago. But Zach, Star, my friend Bush, he's been on the stream a couple of times. We became friends 2 years ago. Almost exactly 2 years ago. He's been great. Vinyl started talking a lot like 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, yeah. Vinyl's also another one. And then I've actually made a few friends off of my stream too. Like my friend Sin, he comes in. I feel so bad. I don't lurk in his stream, like ever. He'll lurk in mine all the time, and I feel bad that I don't end up lurking in his. I mean to, but sometimes he goes live while I'm live, and then other times when he goes live, I'm like on the phone and I don't think to just lurk, and I feel bad, and I'm sure he doesn't mind, but I still feel bad. Yo, what's up, Shen? Dude, you're here. I love that. I was actually just about to mention you too, because I mentioned I made some friends off stream, and you were one of the ones I was thinking of. Dude, that's great. You're here. Dude, I'm like this close. I'm 2.9 average viewers right now. I'm 2.9. I need 3. I'm 2.9. I'm literally like on the edge of being an affiliate. Dude. No, dude. Yeah, just gotta get that 0.1. So I'm thinking if I have another average of 3 for this stream, I should be set. But like, dude, I was literally about to mention you too. That's so funny. Also, dude, thank you for inviting me to play with you Sunday. For inviting me to play with you guys. That was so much, like, it's the most fun I had in Val in so long. Like, I forgot how much I enjoyed actually playing with people and not just solo queuing. Because I tend to mainly solo queue these days. And I used to queue up with people all the time. Like, I really appreciate it, dude. Especially because I made new friends out of it, too. No, that's so fair. That's so fair. Like, dude, I was expecting to just kind of like play with everyone once and then like kind of leave and then not be invited back. But I played with them like on stream once on Sunday, and then I played with some of them after stream too. It was really nice. I was sitting there, I was like, I forgot how much I loved having people to just talk to while playing Val. And I'm trying to get my friend Zach to get better at Val. Like, I know he will as time, the more he plays, but I also don't want him to get addicted to Val, so I'm not going to push him to play it unless he wants to play it. You'll be the friend that I bring into Valorant Customs. I'll make him play Valorant Customs with me and people whenever I can. I have enough people to do it. But I need my Val to open. That's so real. I don't have Overwatch on my PC right now. I own the game. My stepdad got it for me when, like, right as Overwatch 2 was coming out. But I haven't played it since, like, that first month of me having it. I played it only, like, 5 times. Maybe. I'm not good at the game. And I don't try to be good at the game. I can get some kills. And I play, what's her name? That's with an S. I think it's like Sandra or something. Sandra, however you say it. My Val gonna open? I want my Val. I want my Val. No, I don't think that's her name. I don't think that's her name. She teleports. The girl I played when I played teleports. Sombra, that's her name. Sombra, yes, her. I play her. She's fun to play. I mean, once I need to get she's the only person I actually understand the abilities for. So if I do play, I'll still play her. I wasn't good at her, like, at playing at the game anyway, so I really probably won't see a difference in it. But, like, I need to get a couple of things for my PC. Nothing major. I'm gonna get, like, an external hard drive for it. That way I can, like, get some more games actually on my PC without having to delete stuff off. But I need to get an external hard drive. That's really all I need. I mean, I'm going to need to get a new case. My stepdad still owes me a new case for my thing, or at least a new panel door for my computer, because it broke when he tried to clean it. But once I get an external hard drive, one, I need the external hard drive for a few reasons, but one, because I don't have enough space on my computer, and two, I need to clear up these flash drives, man. I'll probably end up getting 2 external hard drives. One for, like, my photos and videos and stuff from, like, my past. So, like, my personal photos and videos. And then another one for all my gaming stuff and streaming stuff. Where's the... That's right here. Good, my Val's done it. It's done updating. No, I don't want to install that. No, the last time I played Val, like, consistently with a group of people, after, like, a week, they stopped messaging me. No, it was a couple weeks. They stopped messaging me. So I started playing with Vinyl and him on, like, EU servers. And that wasn't even all the time, which was fine. I was fine playing with Vinyl and stuff. I need my stream, my computer. If my computer chose to freeze on me, I'm chewing on my necklace, man. So. It looks like I have to restart because whatever. So my Malwarebytes keeps trying to block Val, I'm realizing. Which is probably why my computer keeps freezing like this. So I get to restart stream and everything. Can't wait because I have to turn off my computer.